Welcome back. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, because I'm not. Had to throw something. We left off where Iva said she was protecting someone, and you already know they're talking about Naomi. And I'm sorry if my voice sounds weird, but it's because I just woke up. I feel so bad. I got a light cold. So yeah, I always get sick. Yeah, you guys already know that. But I'm gonna go ahead and let it play through.
But who?
Surely you know by now.
Her husband?
There is
Ota?
only one person Mayumi would want to protect that badly.
Naomi. Who is Naomi covering for? I should just let it go. That's silly of me. Who is Naomi trying to cover? Sosajima, Ota, Iris, Mizuki. Ota?
It's Ota.
It has to be.
Does Mayumi think Ota is the killer?
Last night, Ota left Matsushita Diner with Iris. Mayumi saw the whole thing.
But Ota was stabbed in the stomach by the culprit. Does Mayumi not remember that?
No, that isn't quite it. It is possible that she thinks Ota is responsible for everything.
So maybe he
She
wounded
thinks
himself.
Ota stabbed himself?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Why would he do that?
To make yourself not look like a
Before I
killer?
explain, I would like to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the possibility that Ota is the new Cyclops killer?
Impossible.
Why?
She's got a point. Why can't he be the culprit? I mean, there's no reason why he can't be the one that's doing all this. I mean, obviously he's in some shape or form able to kidnap Iris, and even in the beginning with that little smirk on his face, I mean, there's no reason he shouldn't. Yesterday, Sonia, Ota, and the polar bear. He can't see himself like that?
In yesterday's Somnium, Ota and the polar bear.
That was just a dream. It doesn't necessarily reflect what happened in reality.
She's right. I just thought that maybe they still had that thing where you can't actually see yourself in a dream, so if he knew he was the one in the costume, maybe he wouldn't have been the one to... But I mean, it's not impossible that he stabbed himself.
The van was stolen while Iris was in the passenger seat. We know that whoever did it is the culprit we're looking for.
There is a chance that Iris was not in the passenger seat.
We probably have to talk
She
to
could have
Iris.
been driving.
How so?
Iris could have taken the wheel herself and driven to the warehouse.
That's true.
But forensics only found Ota's fingerprints on the wheel.
That can be explained. It is possible that Iris covered her fingertips with her sleeves.
That's... Iris. Iris had her left eye taken out.
Iris had her left eye pulled out. Ota would never do that.
Have you considered that she pulled it out herself?
Wait a
What?
minute.
Or even asked Ota to do it?
What?
Perhaps she ordered him to.
So you're saying Iris... Wait. Is she saying that Iris... Yeah, I don't understand either.
In short, Ota and Iris are accomplices. This was all a performance.
A performance?
Iris drove the Matsushita's van. Ota drove the station wagon. They went to the warehouse separately.
Y'all, if y'all can see me right now,
Then
my jaw
they
is
prepared
dropped.
the live stream. Iris anesthetized her left eye and removed it. Either that, or she asked Ota to extract it. After that, Iris took her position on the table, and Ota donned the polar bear costume and started the saw. Consider this. In the stream, Ota and the polar bear were never on screen at the same time.
That is true.
True. That means Ota went off camera, took off the costume, and then...
Stay away from Tessa!
And there was no one there from the
Perhaps Mayumi
beginning.
witnessed the entire event. It is also possible that Mayumi knew what the two were up to.
So she lied to protect Ota.
Yes, but this is only a theory.
Wow. I mean, I didn't even think of that. Honestly, I was...
Consider the possibility that Iris killed Shoko and Renju.
Then, this whole thing was to get her off the suspects list. That's why she pulled out her eye and had Ota stab himself.
Oh, we need to talk to
Makes it look like
Iris.
there's another criminal involved.
I will repeat myself in saying that this is only a theory.
We need to go talk to
It
Iris.
is one of many possibilities.
It's possible, but I don't think it's very likely. They wouldn't go that far just to avoid suspicion.
I mean, people have went further
Dante,
than that.
You must consider the mental state of the serial killer.
That is true.
Shoko and Renju were both exposed and displayed.
Like art pieces, they really did.
And they both had their left eye removed while they were still alive.
Yep.
Whoever our killer is, it is clear that they are sociopathic or even psychotic.
We can't rule anything out.
We can't. We really can't. Wow, we need to talk to Iris like immediately. There's no way. No, yeah, we need to talk to Mayumi. We need to talk to Ota. All of them.
Ota? Why are you...
Why did you arrest Mom? You said you were gonna clear her! Why?
Ota, we had to. We had to, honey. This is such a little cute diner, it really is. I'm sorry, Ota. We had to. Don't be upset at us. There's a photo in front of Ota. It's probably his dad.
Okay? How could I be okay? I got stabbed by a serial killer!
Easy, kid. You're gonna open up your stitches.
Relax. Why are you here, not at the...
When I was in the hospital, the police came to me. They told me that my mom confessed. I couldn't believe it, so I went to the police station. But because she was under investigation, they wouldn't let me see her. After that, I didn't feel like going back to the hospital.
But she didn't do it, honey. We know
That's
that.
why I'm here.
We really know. We know she didn't do it.
You asked me why your mom was arrested earlier, but she isn't under arrest.
What?
I spoke with her as part of my investigation, yes. But as a source of valuable information, not as a suspect. Mayumi confessed, but it's highly likely that she's lying.
Yes.
So we haven't issued a warrant for her arrest.
That's what I've been saying! Mom didn't do it, she's innocent!
That means you know who did, Ota, if you're that confident in your mom.
Word is going around. Maybe Iris was the one who killed Shoko and Renju. And you and her planned this warehouse incident to get her off our suspects list.
No way! Tessa had her eye.
No.
She could have pulled it out herself. Or asked you to do it.
You're kidding me, right? Do you really think I would do that? I was fighting for my life against the criminal!
You're lying, Ota.
That wasn't caught on camera, though. Neither was the part where you got stabbed.
You're saying that I stabbed myself?
It wouldn't be the first time you faked something, would it, Ota?
Exactly. Ota, you can get your mom out of this. Just tell us what happened, what really happened at the warehouse. You don't have to deal with this. We'll deal with it. Just let us know.
I'm telling you, I didn't!
Then why is Mayumi protecting you?
Mom is protecting me?
Your mother is stubborn. She's lying to us because she's protecting someone. The only person I can think of would be you.
And if not,
Why?
what if it's her husband?
Apparently she thinks that you're the criminal.
Why would she think that?
Your guess is as good as mine. Got any ideas?
Did she see something at that warehouse that you need to
Maybe
tell
because
us?
of her condition. Mom has dementia.
We know that.
Maybe her memory is just mixed up.
No, honey. See, a lot of people would think that a dementia patient is a type of, and I used to be a CNA nurse, used to be a MA, CRA, or whatever you call it, wherever you are. But anyways, I used to be a nurse, and I used to work in a nursing home, and a lot of the times those dementia patients know what's really going on, especially when things happen to them or they seen something. They'll tell you. It just may not be as clear. You just gotta kind of read between the lines. She wouldn't lie like this, not this bad.
Everything is my fault. It's because of me that Mom is...
No, that's not.
I know how it looks now, but back in the day, the diner was doing pretty good. You know Bloom Park is close by here, right? People who visited the park would stop here a lot. But ever since the explosion 8 years ago...
The chemical plant accident?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
just
located
barely outside
right
of the restricted
right
area,
outside of
but
it.
Because Bloom Park closed, the number of customers dropped by a lot. The diner didn't last much longer. When this place closed, Dad started working at a Chinese restaurant chain during the day. And he was a security guard and traffic cop at night.
Aww.
Mom worked as a janitor. And we're both working hard and barely got any sleep.
And they were trying so hard.
I was just a high school student at the time. I was such a dumbass. I thought it was totally normal to have both parents working, so I didn't even get a part-time job. And they bought me a PC and idol concert tickets. I had it good, but we were drowning in debt.
Oh. And they tried to hide that, and that's most parents. They try to hide that away from you.
And there's a loan on the house and the diner. Mom and Dad didn't let this place go. There are too many memories here to give it up. So they slaved day and night to keep it open. They worked and worked and worked.
But that's not
Thanks
because...
to them, I was even able to go to a good university.
That's
but
not why your mom is sick,
right after
honey.
I started, Dad,
Passed away?
yeah, he had a heart attack. From overwork. But even then, I didn't get it, you know? I didn't appreciate how hard they worked for me. Even when I wasn't taking college seriously and getting bad grades, my mom didn't say a thing. She just smiled and told me that it was okay. Even when I told her I was going to drop out.
Aww.
Mom, I'm thinking of dropping out of college.
What? Why do you want to do that, Ota?
I decided that I'm going to become a writer.
Wow. A writer?
Honey, you could have done that
That's a
in
good goal
college.
to have. But you really should finish college. You worked so hard to get in.
Yeah.
You don't understand, Mom.
You've had the same outfit
A
since
writer
college.
has to put all of their time into their creativity. I won't have time to go to classes. Plus, I'm friends with the editor of a publishing company. I'm definitely going to have my first book published.
Is that right? Well, Ota, if you say so, I won't stop you. Do what makes you happy. You'll turn out just fine. I know you can do it. And no matter what happens, Mom will always be on your side, okay?
Oh.
Forever and ever. I'll always support you, Ota.
She reminds me of my mom. Honey, you dropped out of college. You could have stayed in college and still did what you wanted to do. God. I honestly feel like people shouldn't go to college until they figure out what they want to do. That's just me, though. And he figured it
Yeah.
out.
How'd you guess? It was really just a few texts back and forth. But I was thrilled. I thought I could make it as a writer because of that. But it's impossible. I know there's no way I can be a writer.
Yes, you can, honey.
I never
Don't
even
give
finished
up.
writing a novel. Not even once. I always give up after the first 5,000 words. To even apply for the amateurs contest, you have to submit 10 times that. But Mom, she kept supporting me.
It's okay, Ota. We all have dreams that we try to go for, and the more you push for that dream, the better the opportunity is. You have to keep pushing, honey. Even if it takes you for the rest of your life, you keep pushing.
Not long after I quit college, Mom was always smiling at me. But I think she was starting to slip mentally. One day.
Oh, what's wrong, Ota? Do you have the day off from school?
Are you being sarcastic?
Oh, right. You don't attend anymore.
Oh,
Oopsie, I totally forgot.
How can you forget your own son's career choice?
Sorry.
don't yell at your mom,
Anyway,
Ota.
are you hungry? You haven't eaten anything since this morning, have you?
Are you kidding?
What?
I ate breakfast and lunch already.
Oh, did you?
Why are you...
By the way, Ota, what's living at the dorms like?
Why are you making fun of me?
You're so wrapped
I'm
up
not
in
teasing you,
yourself.
honey.
Don't fuck with me!
He's so wrapped up in himself that he just didn't realize that his mom is really going through something. I would call you a monster right now, but you're suffering. I mean, we've all done it. We've all been like so wrapped up in ourselves that we don't see something big is about to hit us and change our lives completely when we figure it out.
Mom got sick because I'm such a piece of shit. I was only thinking about myself. I didn't take care of her. I was so stupid. I didn't realize she was sick.
And at least you're admitting to your
I thought she was
faults.
messing with me. I was so cruel to her for no reason.
It's okay, Ota.
And she got worse and worse.
Oh, I want to hug him. I want to hug him. Oh.
What's that picture?
Oh, to turn the photo frame to me so I could see. It's probably the picture of his parents.
Looking at this photo reminds me. One time, when I was a kid, I said something really bad to Mom and Dad. And they scolded me for it. And it's not like it was an apology or anything, but Dad and I gave her a Mother's Day gift. My mom was so happy that she cried. That's what this photo is from.
It's okay. It's okay, Ota.
Why did it turn out like this? I'm such a bad son.
The good part.
Hey, Iba.
What is it?
I don't like Ota one bit,
Thanks.
but I can't imagine that this guy's the criminal.
Why is that?
Hearing his story made me think that he's not such a bad guy.
Your presumption is illogical.
Human beings are illogical. We're not like you AI. We can't be logical all the time. But we make up for it in one very important way.
What is that?
Intuition.
Do you find that useful?
Very useful for me.
At times. Iba, let's go back to the cold storage warehouse. We might be missing something.
Understood.
Alright, Ota. The good thing about it is that he sees his mistake. It's not like he's like, I did nothing wrong and this all happened to me. Why is this happening to me? It's that he see that he did wrong. And he's trying to correct it, which is a good thing.
Date, weren't you going to check the warehouse?
I was, but a thought occurred to me.
A thought just popped in my head too, Dante, because a forklift. Okay. The water of Tokyo Bay.
Date, look! A tonguefish on the ocean floor.
What's a tonguefish?
A flat fish, like the sole of a shoe.
You can see all the way down there?
Of course I can.
Well, I mean, show
My
us.
vision and my looks are my best qualities.
Shut up, Iba. Shut up. If you ain't got nothing nice to say or productive to say, just be quiet. Just shut up. God. Anyways. Care Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse.
Iba, who drove the van here?
There are two possibilities. Either Iris or the criminal who kidnapped Iris.
And Mayumi?
Considering the time that she purchased the chocolate, that would be almost impossible.
Okay.
The van was hijacked from the Famisto parking lot at 10:32 p.m.
So it's
At that
impossible.
time, Mayumi was in the 812 convenience store more than 100 yards away.
So it's impossible for Mayumi to be the one that we're looking for. The police officer. He says he doesn't have any new information. Okay. So we know. Okay. So it's really nothing. I'm just looking at everything, and I'm sitting here, I'm thinking at the same time. But I mean, morning pros to the pillar.
Date, do you know what a bollard is?
Of course. It's a
Yeah.
type of duck.
Okay.
That's a mallard.
Oh God. I thought he was gonna say something totally different. Let's see. I'm just looking at everything, you guys.
Iba, what's in this box?
Your favorite kind of reading material, and a lot of it.
Oh God.
Academic research papers on criminology?
You know that's not what you like.
No, the kind that features gratuitous nudity.
A wooden box. I've got to make up excuse to grab that box. No. Okay, as long as you don't go for the box. Okay. I'm sorry I'm so quiet. I'm trying to get a feel for where Dante's headspace is. I really don't have much to say.
Iba, are you sure that Ota took this car?
As I've already explained, the security cameras at the Famisto parking lot saw the entire incident clearly.
I mean, he could have got out of the car and somebody
So it
else
was
could have drove
definitely
it
Ota
here.
who drove it here.
Why are you stating the obvious?
Because we're looking.
We found the chocolate Mayumi bought on the floor of the cold storage warehouse. But that doesn't prove she was actually at the scene. If she was, how did she get here? She wasn't in the van or the station wagon.
So did she
Of
walk?
course, a different car. I will search for all vehicles that were in this area from Sunday night to Monday morning.
I would connect her to the in-system server and began her research. She got a result in no time.
Found one hit, a taxi.
Where's that taxi now?
It is parked in Lemniscate's parking lot.
At Lemniscate?
Huh?
Why?
Unknown. But we should speak with the driver immediately.
Exactly. Why would it be there out of all places? I'm just sitting here quietly because I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Which for me is a win if I can figure it out before anything else happens. I think we might stop it here though, honestly.
Hey, got a minute?
Are you talking to moi?
Oh, God.
What?
Date, now is not the time to be distracted by this old man's diction.
Mind if I ask you what you're doing here?
Moi? I am but a humble taxicab driver.
There we go.
I'm with the police. I have some questions for you.
So I think we're gonna ask them these questions and then we're gonna leave.
I was born in Kawago, Saitama.
And why do you talk like that?
I don't know what you mean. I've spoken this way all my life. My parents speak with the same vernacular.
Okay.
I have just finished conveying my client from Tameke Sano's studio. I was informed that the visit here would be brief, and thus I have decided to wait in this lobby.
Who's your client, though? About Mayumi. Before I arrived at Lemons Gate, I got a picture of Mayumi from Abyss. I showed it to the driver.
Did you drive this passenger on Sunday night?
Ooh, I did indeed. I remember her well. The old hag.
What?
Old hag.
Don't talk about Mayumi
I
like
took her
that.
on a tour of the streets of Tokyo. Our ultimate destination was the warehouse district in Ariake.
Why didn't you report this to the police?
Reported?
You don't know about the incident at the cold storage warehouse? It was all over the news.
No, I'm afraid not. Newspapers and television news programs have never been much of an interest to moi.
Oh, God. He getting on my nerves. Guy, what happened with Mayumi?
I recall it was around 10 in the evening. Near the Kabasaki district, an unassuming restaurant named Matsushita Diner. That's where I picked up the old hag.
Call her that again. I might
And as
knock
soon
your
as she
teeth
stepped
out.
foot in my conveyance, she was already barking orders at me. Follow that van, hurry! I must admit, I found it rather exciting, just like an old chase film. I, of course, insisted that I be paid up front. We pursued the van for roughly half an hour. Suddenly, the van came to a halt at a convenience store.
The Famisto along Koshu, right?
Precisely right. I am surprised you know that.
Why? I just said I was a detective.
In any case, I knew that the jig would be up if we were seen following the van. So I decided to drive past it. I parked at the 8 store, but 100 yards from there. While waiting for the object of our pursuit to make its next move, the old hag suddenly spoke up. I have to buy something, she declared, then made her way into the 8.
This must be when Mayumi bought the Odoroki Man chocolate.
A few minutes later, the old hag finished making her purchases and walked out. And then, at that very moment, I witnessed the van jet off at great speed down Koshu. I hurried the old hag inside my vehicle, then resumed the chase. We followed them for roughly half an hour more.
I see. If the driver's story is correct, Mayumi did not know that Ota was left behind at the Famisto.
Okay.
Mayumi thought Ota was in the van the whole time.
But Ota wasn't in the van. Listen to the rest of the story, yeah.
We then arrived at a splendid manor. The van entered the premises through the front gate and disappeared from view. We, of course, could not follow, so we waited outside. I estimate another 10 minutes passed. The front gate opened once again, and the van drove out, and we pursued. But 30 minutes later, our pursuit was foiled again.
What happened?
The van drove into the restricted Kabasaki district. The old hag, of course, demanded that I follow. But I was not about to risk my license and livelihood. Instead, I parked on the road and waited for the van to drive back the way it came.
What he just said is very
But of
it's
course,
very
we knew it
important.
might not take the same road back. In fact, we were not even sure the van would be coming back at all. But the old hag was not keen on giving up, so we began our stakeout.
So, if what he's saying is true,
About 45 minutes later, the date had changed at this point. It was 12:25 a.m. on Monday.
How do you remember the time so well?
I mean,
Well, you see, I always keep my radio dial on the same station. I remember precisely which programs were playing during this endeavor. Thus, I can approximate the time.
I see. Please continue.
At 12:25 a.m., the old hag's tenacious gamble paid dividends. The van returned down the same street.
Why did it
And
go
thus,
there, though?
we again made pursuit. I kept considerable distance. We had come so far, I did not want to get caught now. But my caution backfired. I lost sight of the van in the Ariake warehouses. Without so much as a thank you, the old hag popped open the door and took off toward the warehouses. I waited for some time, but the old hag did not return.
Oh my god,
The goose
he's
was
making me
cooked at this
angry.
point, so I made the decision to return home. I am glad I had the foresight to ask for payment in advance.
He's making me mad calling you Mayumi that.
I follow your story. I have one more question. Where is this manor the van stopped at?
Oh, every taxi driver in the city knows that residence. It is the personal home of Congressman So Sajima.
Sajima? Why did the van go to
Sajima
So's
again.
house?
We need to speak with him immediately.
Agreed. Let's move.
I think with everything pointing at Sosajima, I think he's personally like the actual killer or whatever of this game, this whole plot. I feel like every story, every end that we get is going to run right back around to Sosajima. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and if you enjoyed yourself, please leave a like and subscribe and stuff. I want to make sure you guys are, you know, on point with the story and stuff. And if not, I mean, go back and watch the rest. I will see all of you lovely people in the next video. Bye.